today we are connecting for the first time, so I'm very glad to meet you. So let me know something more about you because I know only your name and that you live in Uttarakhand. That's all. So tell me something more.
Okay, ma'am. So, my name is Neha and I'm from Uttarakhand. As far as my education is concerned, I am postgraduate in history, and right now I am married. I have a kid. That's all about me.
Very nice. So you are postgraduate in history.
Yes, ma'am.
Eh, how did you do in history? History is such a tough subject, right? So much we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
to dates and years, everything. No, how you remember so many dates? What happened? And when did it happen? So all these things, these are the minor things, but it was very difficult for me to learn history. History is interesting, but okay, in which history? Like there are many types of history: now, ancient history, medieval history. In which history
Mhm.
did you?
Ma'am, during my college days, so I learned, all history means, ancient history and middle and, and, modern history, all of, but when I, entered, my master, so at that time, I only learned, Uttarakhand history, and some, Indian history,
Ancient history.
Indian history, ma'am,
Oh,
and yeah, ancient period. Yeah.
so what are you? Since when did you join this site?
It's been 9 or 10 days ago I joined this application.
Okay, so you are new to this, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's why you're speaking very slow, like आप धीरे धीरे बोल रहे हो. Okay. It's good.
Yes,
So, like with the practice, you know what? Everything becomes better.
yes,
Day by day, it becomes better and better. But the thing is that you have to go on speaking every day. You know, this will help you too much. Yes. So
yes,
nowadays,
ma'am.
what are you to enhance your language? What are you doing today? I mean to say these days.
Okay. Actually, it's been, ma'am, 1.5 year I have been, learning English. Means, 5 to 6 months I only, learned grammar and these kind of things. But after, it's been 1 year I have, I have started my spoken English, and I throughout my journey I had faced a lot of problem. But if I talk about these days, so these days I am just, watching just English content and sometime storybooks. I learned I listen stories from YouTube. Yeah, in
Okay.
this way when I get new word, new sentences, so at the time and I am note down and trying to include my conversation.
Very nice.
Mm,
Like practicing hard. So
yes,
you listen to the conversational videos too?
yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. I'm just
So you have already worked on your grammar. So like
yes,
you were in
ma'am.
medium school or in a Hindi medium.
Ma'am, I am from Hindi medium student.
It doesn't matter because there are so many co-learners. No, many of them they are from Hindi medium, but yet they have started very good. Like they have started very good speaking. I
Yes,
see many.
ma'am.
It doesn't matter from which medium we come from. Like if somebody is passionate about the language, anybody can learn.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
I have to ask me
So
something. Yeah, you can
yes,
ask.
ma'am. I wa- yes, ma'am. I want to know about you.
Okay, about me. So, as you know, my name is Alka, and I live in Lucknow. Lucknow is the capital of UP. Also, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
postgraduate in English, and I have two grown-up sons. My sons are married. They also have children. Like I have two granddaughters, and my husband is a retired banker. Also, if you
Okay.
talk about hobbies, then I love reading and listening to music, and nowadays
Mm-hmm.
interacting with different people. So
Okay.
and like I had joined here 2 months, 2 months back. I had created my channel, but I
Okay.
joined it on Skype. Like I'm practicing for 6 months,
Okay, ma'am. Oh,
and I find myself like I'm becoming day by day a little better because in the initial days I had one conversational video with one Mansi man. So that
Okay.
video of mine was very bad. And I told her with folding hands, I requested her actually, ma'am, you don't upload my this video, it's gone very bad, And she didn't upload. Because that time I was very hesitant, I felt nervous too. See, when somebody is nervous, na, so it shows on a face, right?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can judge like the other person is nervous. And she asked me also, "So, are you feeling nervous?" I told her, yes, I'm nervous. But nowadays, when I interact with people like on the video calls, then I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like nervous and all that. So everything, like all the hurdles somebody faces, like nervousness, shyness, and
Mm-hmm.
inability to speak. So everything will be overcome in few months, but you have to practice very hard.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. You are right. Actually, when my first session was, with Manju ma'am, and that was, yeah, that was an extremely terrible because she asked me something and my, answer was something. So, and although she, trying to, develop my, confidence, but still I was, but not performing well, and I just forget, I was forgetting words and sentences, so that thing happened. I connected with her twice, but not both are not good, I would say.
Doesn't matter. Don't mind this. It happens with everybody. Like I'm telling about myself also. No, it happens with everybody when we start our journey of speaking. So that time one is bound to like feel nervous and hesitant. Words won't come out from our mouth. Though we know sometimes what we know, sometimes what happens. Though we know the meaning, though we know the like some particular suppose Hindi word, कोई Hindi word है, and we know the English word of that, but while speaking, we just tend to forget that word. It happens with
Yes,
everybody. So with the practice, everything will become better. Only the thing
yes,
is that you have to do practice. Okay, the practice in the way like you have to speak every day. Go on speaking. As much efforts you will put in speaking, the better you will become. And
yes, ma'am.
don't worry about that.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. So, ma'am, actually, I have a question. So, how can I develop my confidence? Because when I connected with people, I don't know why, but I am, getting nervous, and due to this, I just, forget everything, and I just, I just want to overcome this,
I
these kind of
understand.
things.
Yes, I can understand very well. Because
Yes,
it,
ma'am.
it happens with everybody. Initially, when I joined this site, now so what I would do, I would not come on the video calls because I thought if I face somebody on the camera, then I won't be able to talk and may I make mistakes. If I make mistakes, the other person will upload this my video on his channel or her channel. So I was very afraid about this. But like
Mm.
some of my co-learners, they suggested me, man, only audio call, being on the audio call will not help you. So try to come on the video calls. Then I tried to come on the video call. First call, when I had my conversational call with somebody, I don't remember the name actually. So that time, even I felt nervous. Words didn't come out from my mouth. But with the practice, like I am practicing from the past 6 months. So it has made me better. The same thing will happen to you. Let it happen. आप nervous हो रहे होने दो. If you're making mistakes, doesn't matter. But just what to do, just go on speaking. सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. Everything will fall in the right place. So not to
Mhm.
worry about.
Yes, ma'am. I will definitely I will try these things. So, ma'am, if you have any questions, so for myself, so you can also ask.
It. So like you told me, uh, you understood what I told you. Like you have to speak every day and listen also the conversational video. And I think if you have time, if you have a little time of yours, then read. See, when we read, even our pronunciation becomes better and better, or we get practice. Suppose we are reading, our mouth muscles now they become active when we talk to somebody on the camera. So this will also help. Go and speaking, listening, and reading. Reading. You know what I would do initially in my initial time? I would read because I'm fond of reading. So whatever I read, read it in my mind. But in the mind, it doesn't help. Then somebody told me, ma'am, when you read it aloud. Okay.
Mhm.
But I didn't find it interesting to read it aloud because I don't find this habit. When somebody used to like some of my cousins or relatives, I have seen many people like my grandfather also. He used to read a newspaper and he used to read it aloud. So I used to tell my दादाजी आप ये बोल बोल के क्यों पढ़ते हो अंदर मुंह में बंद करके क्यों नहीं पढ़ते हो. So actually I did appreciate this habit. I never liked this habit. But once I got to know from this guy, somebody told me, suggested, man. So when you read, you have to read it aloud. So, and even the same suggestion I give you, whenever you read it aloud with your mouth, with the helper, not in the mind.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
don't ever you don't be concerned about the vocabularies because it's your
Mhm.
initial stage. You have just started your speaking journey. Okay, so don't worry about the vocabularies. Whatever you speak. Try to be better, and don't be concerned about the vocabularies and all that. Because I've seen many persons, when they come on this conversational video, say they tell me, "Ma'am, I want to learn my vocabulary," but it will help you. धीरे धीरे सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. But once you try to speak every day, and vocabulary will also come to your mind, and you won't
Mhm.
forget it. So don't
Yes.
be like, yeah, don't be hesitant, don't feel nervous. Why to feel nervous? Everybody is a learner. Some are beginners, some are on the intermediate level, and some on the advanced level. The advanced speaker, they have started their journey very long back. Okay.
Mhm.
Intermediate
Yes, ma'am.
level, they have also started long back. But about the beginners, so you are new and you have just joined this, need not worry about it. It happens with everybody. And with time, everything will be all right. Okay.
Yes, yes, ma'am. You're right. You're right because it's just a language. It doesn't define our worth or intelligence. Yeah.
So, so do you, okay, what are your hobbies? Tell me that.
Ma'am, my hobbies, dancing and sketching. Actually, these days I'm learning English. So actually, before in the very beginning, I did not like reading, but these days I am also, incorporate this habit. These days I'm, reading a novel and yeah, reading also and cooking. Sometimes singing also. Yes, ma'am. These are my hobbies.
So, what English content do you read or some other language?
My mother language is Kumaoni, ma'am.
Okay, nee, I'm asking about the novel. In what language is the novel? It is in English?
Yes, ma'am, it is English. The Girl in Room 105, which is written by Chetan Bhagat. These days I am reading this
Ah,
novel.
which one?
Sorry, ma'am.
Chetan Bhagat's which novel are you reading?
The Girl, Room 105.
Okay, okay. I have also read this novel. Actually, even I'm very fond of Chetan Bhagat's novel. So I have a vast collection of all his books. And even this book I have read, but the most interesting one most interesting was Two States. That
Mm-hmm.
novel, you will read that novel now, you will find it very interesting. And that time we don't feel like doing any other work, when we start reading. His language is very simple. Chetan Bhagat's, language is very simple. And he uses not very difficult words like everybody can understand. So you are doing good that you are reading his novels.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, before this book, actually, I bought another book. That book name is Memory. But when I started reading that book, so I find a lot of difficulty because there were a lot of difficult word and sentence were also difficult. Then again I or bought this book, Chetan Bhagat. It's my second book. So it is, and the language is very good because everyone can understand in if they are beginners, so they can also understand because languages. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Language is actually very simple. Everybody can understand. So he
Yes.
writes very. I'm fond of his. I don't read any author's novels. Only Chetan Bhagat. I started reading it, and I think any of the any new name. The he has published recently. I think not any book.
Mm-hmm. Actually, when when I started read this book, so I hardly find time to reading books. So then, out of curiosity, I search on YouTube the Chetan Bhagat's, the Girl in Room 105 audiobook, and I listen in a one stretch on that book. Now the interest has gone, and right now when I am reading that book, they're only for English. So,
Yeah.
because when I started, so after reading some pages, I was very curious to what what will happen next. So am I audible to you? Hello. Hello.